You tell him! You tell him I'm coming! Tell him I'm fucking coming!
Straight out the Broooklyn basement. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast.
Yeah. Welcome back, GodMode Podcast 181. You are at the beginning, and you are now IDDQD with the great wordsmith of our time, Broooklyn Bob.
Not the great wordsmith.
Machine gun flow, man.
Last time we were talking about the whole coronavirus thing, China thing. He doesn't like talking about it.
Yeah.
But we have to today because things have changed.
This is true.
And me and him were talking earlier, and he brought up a good point. I was just talking about something, and everyone forgets about the fentanyl. For years, couple of years, fentanyl. That was coming from China. We all knew it. And there was shitloads coming in. 100,000 people a fucking year were dying in the United States, you know?
Right.
Now, I mean, does people really believe, they really think that China was trying to stop that shit from coming in? You think they gave a fuck that it came to our country and killed 100,000 people every year? Now we have the coronavirus. We said it earlier. I think fentanyl was attack number one.
Right.
I think coronavirus is attack number two. Now, what do we do?
Fentanyl was some shit, though.
Yeah.
I forgot which drug it's replacing. I think that's heroin.
Yeah, well, they were putting fentanyl in the heroin. They're putting it in the coke.
I think it's just like 15 times stronger than whatever it was supposed to mimic.
I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't know much about it, but I do know that if you take a decent amount of it, majority of people just fucking drop dead. Yeah, they just drop dead. But
That's good.
What's it called? It's look at the past 10 years though. What we have gotten from China. They have stolen all our jobs, right? Look at this right now. Think about this. Forget the past 10 years. Let's just say the past 20 years. They're stealing all our factories. They're stealing all intellectual properties, you know? Technology they're stealing from us, you know? They definitely had something to do with the fucking fentanyl thing, you know what I'm saying? You know? And they definitely also had something to do with this coronavirus thing. Look at all the shit we're getting from them. What are we getting good out of them? Honestly. And
I don't know. What are we getting good out of them?
hold on a second.
My son got calls.
Can you hold off, seriously?
Of course.
No, I apologize. This isn't normal. She wouldn't call like this normally. Something.
You got it, man?
Yeah. It's all right.
So, yeah, welcome back. Brooklyn Bob's got to make a phone call real quick. You know how it is. But, yeah. The fentanyl thing is pretty crazy, to be honest. The meth epidemic is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? Play music and shit for a minute. Like, I'm gonna jam out to this real quick. GodMode Podcast.
GodMode Podcast.
So what's up, man?
Nothing. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
But we were saying, no, yeah, I was just saying before, this whole, just the fentanyl thing, and just them stealing our technology, hacking into our systems, and then now also you have the coronavirus thing. Just too many things been going on the past 20 years to look at them and say it's not intentional. You know, they're just doing whatever they're doing. When's enough's enough?
I don't know.
And now you're talking about not only America, Europe. You have you have how many people died throughout the world?
Millions.
Not millions. No. Millions were infected. How many died? I don't think millions. I don't know.
At least 500,000.
I know. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact number, but I know the United States hit what's the United States at 70,000, 80,000, something like that.
Yeah, we're right up there.
Right up there. So I think throughout the world, I think you're right. I think there's a couple 100,000 in the world that died. But still, the point is that
It's a lot.
this is bigger than the United States now. And the fentanyl thing didn't only have a problem with just the United States. It was other countries too. Canada was going through it. A lot of countries were going through it, you know. They've been doing some fucked up shit lately to a lot of people, man. I think enough's going to be enough one day. And like I just said, which now I was just reading if that's true or not, that America's sending long-range missiles to the South China Sea on the Navy ships. Those are certain destroyers. They're there for a reason. They're there to hit things fucking 1,000 miles away.
Boom!
Hit it hard, too. But, yeah, man. I think fentanyl was definitely the first attack. It's a silent attack. It's a quiet, like the Opium War. Remember the Opium War? We talked about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we did to them. You know what I'm saying? With the Opium War. You know, all the opium and stuff. People were just getting all doped up, easy to control. You know, maybe they tried that at first. All of a sudden, we put the war on opium. We put the war on what's it called? That fucking shit, fentanyl.
Right.
We started talking about it in the country, started attacking it. All of a sudden, that shit stops. Now it's quieting down, you know? Now, what's the next thing now? Now you start a virus. I just think the sequence is pretty fucked up. You know, first it's a drug, then it's a virus. You know how many Americans died, Boris, in the past 5 or 6 years, Boris?
How many?
I don't know exactly number. I bet you it's in the millions, though, between drug overdoses, viruses, you know? What do you think?
A lot. Trying to look up what fentanyl is real quick.
Well, I mean, if you think about it with the fentanyl, that was going on for years. That was going on for like fucking multiple years. Had to be going on for at least 6-7 years.
Yo, fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid that is similar to morphine, but it's 50 to 100 times more potent. Damn, son.
Yeah, and who produces it? China.
Yeah.
And where's it going?
And that's the best quality shit, apparently.
Yeah. What do you think? You think shit's getting through the Chinese borders without fucking them getting taken care of? Bullshit.
Some shipments may be getting through. Everybody's got to make money.
Trust me when I say this. They know where it's going. They're happy about where it's going, and they're getting paid for it through the country. America's paying them for it. The drug dealers here are paying the Chinese there for the product. One way or another. Where the Mexican cartel was dealing with them. China was bringing the shit to Mexico, and then Mexico was fucking shipping it up. Yeah, it was like nothing. The Mexican government's like, yeah, come on in. Bring on the boat. You know, what do you got, fucking 20 tons of this shit? Yeah, we're going to send it right to Texas and Arizona tomorrow, and Nevada. Over, bro. Epidemic. Done. People dying all over the country.
Right.
China's sitting back. So, okay, we just killed about maybe 500,000 of them in 5 years.
Right.
Young ones, too.
Right.
Young kids, aspiring kids. Attack their youth. You know? You know?
That's an attack.
It's an attack. It's an attack to me. How about this? If we're gonna claim a war on a certain drug, they did it with cocaine back in the day. The war on drugs. We sent fucking squads down there, and we got together with groups and stuff and certain militaries to kill these fucking drug dealers because they actually gave a fuck back then. Maybe we had to control the market. I don't know. But with the drugs coming in through China, we haven't done shit. Like, we know where they're making them, probably. We know where it's coming from.
Right.
We never sent anybody over there to do anything about it. No, we have to talk to them.
Somebody's getting paid on some end there. That's what it is. There's some kind of exchange.
Well, we all know it's
financially over there.
We all know the fentanyl when it comes into America. Someone in America's getting paid too to get it in. you don't get 20 tons of shit into the country, flown through every city in a matter of no time without somebody saying, okay, let that package in. Other one, don't let it, you know? Yeah.
Yep, a certain kind of customs.
The kind where we're finding out now in our own government that there's people in our government who are making money from China one way or the other. You know? If it's directly from China or through a third party, they're getting money somehow, you know?
Right.
You know, China's moving money all around the world, paying a lot of people off for a lot of things. They're number 2. They're making a lot of money. They have biolabs. They have nukes. They have hypersonic missiles. They have a space program.
Right.
They're not slowing down for anybody, number 1.
Well, they have pieces to the International Space Station, don't they, Chinese?
I think we
They have whole modules and shit.
I think here, yeah, I think we like.
They're not that dumb.
They're no one said they're dumb people. They're just a little bit behind. Not dumb though.
Oh man.
No, they are. They're way behind.
Nowadays, bro, with how much money is being injected into the country, they're in good shape. They're in good shape.
Yeah, I hear you. Ready for this one? You see their aircraft carrier? They have that one aircraft carrier. They have.
See that highway system they're building?
Yeah, and it's a smart idea.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but they have this aircraft carrier, and it's fucking top of the line, good Chinese technology. Did a very good job, and I give them a lot of credit. But there's one problem.
Sank.
No, well, they had problems with it. But guess what though? When they get that thing going, when they get everything going, they get everything like, you know, top of the line. We got something called a railgun. That railgun's gonna hit that fucking thing. It's gonna put a hole.
Right through the hole.
The size of a square block in there. That thing's gonna go right to the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
Because when it hits that, not only is it gonna kill everybody on it just from the fucking shock of that thing hitting, people are just gonna die. Scrap metal's gonna fly through metal. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be a giant hole. That railgun can
going under.
That railgun can go through like thousands of pieces of steel, but not stop. It actually gets more
velocity,
powerful.
right?
Holy fuck.
Yeah, bro.
So, and we had that laser system.
Gonna look up railgun.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, let's look up railgun.
It's insane.
Okay. A railgun is a device typically designed as a weapon that uses electromagnetic force to launch high-velocity projectiles. The projectiles normally does not contain explosives, instead relying on projectiles' high speed and kinetic energy to inflict damage.
Yep.
It's dope.
This thing is no joke.
If this thing, dude, it's like a meteor hitting.
How about this?
It's like a meteor hitting.
They had a video. It was like 10 pieces of fucking metal. And as the thing went through, the holes got bigger. Meaning it was getting more power. Yeah, hitting the next one. It was sick. Like the force was getting bigger. So they were just saying, like, imagine you had like 5 or 6 ships lined up. It would go through all of them. It's one. And how much money it costs to make one of these little things?
Will you imagine going a lot?
No.
There's a tungsten
No,
rounds.
this is the things. This is the thing. No, the piece of steel they use, they call it the football, I guess. It's the size of a football. Piece of steel they use, it's cheap. They can make thousands of them.
Breathe.
Sorry.
Breathe.
They can make thousands of them. And put thousands. And how about this? They're small. They're not big missiles anymore. Now you can make fucking 100,000 of them, put them on a Navy ship, and you can be shooting those things all fucking day. Bro, if you shoot this thing through Tokyo, through a city, it will go through like 100 fucking buildings. You know that?
Yeah. No, the kinetic energy, like, I'm always worried, like, with a railgun, I always think of, like, okay, what is the ultimate weapon if you're going to do a railgun, right? Here's my idea. Take a railgun and, just like you said, have, like, 7 or 8 of them lined up, gridded across, like, let's say, a city line. And it depends on how quick they shoot, but I can get at least 1 round off a minute, right? If I reload, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Theoretically. So imagine a line just going. It'll go through the whole city.
Yeah.
You understand? Those rounds will, and then that's like a mass ridiculousness event.
These things,
you know what I mean?
How about this? We're creating weapons that can go around the world, almost. You know what I'm saying? With the globe, it's fucking insane. This thing is officially made to knock down aircraft carriers from a long distance.
Boom!
And they also have that laser gun.
You can't stop that neither.
They had the new laser. Where if planes are coming towards the aircraft carrier, no, the thing is, once they point the laser,
guns going, son.
Once they point the laser right at that, thing's gonna heat up the engine and just blow it up. They won't even see it coming. The plane will just blow up. They won't even know it. They'll see that plane heating up, turning red. Done. Before they even know they're dead.
That's it.
This laser could take out I don't know how many, like fucking like 100 planes in a matter of like a fucking, I don't know, probably seconds. It's like, holy shit. It's like
Some
playing
George
Lotto.
Jetson shit.
It's like playing Lotto. No, but we got some fucking wild shit though.
You think?
Yeah, the Navy itself, the Navy has the best shit. The military is just they have troops. They're mostly into their troops. The the Air Force is separate. They have the planes, but they work with the Navy. But the Navy does everything because they also transport the troops. They transport the Marines, the Army, and they also work with the Air Force. So they're into everything. The Navy has the best defense and the best offense in the whole game. The United States Navy, I'm telling you something, bro. Those couple of ships down there control China. They do. That little fleet they have down there, we have fleets. That fleet keeps China in check in the South China Sea. You ain't going past here.
But they took some of the fleet out now because I think a couple of carriers got infected, right?
That's why I believe China started the disease.
Just to thin out the herd in the South China Sea so they can come in and take over.
Maybe they want to, yeah, because they have islands out there, they believe are theirs. Maybe they want to just go out there and set up shop quick.
Give me that.
What's scary about China is they can set up. China has the ability, if we were to leave for like a couple of weeks, they have the ability to set up shop on an island quick. They have the resources, they have the manpower, they have
Blanket that bitch.
They can just go onto the island. But that's the thing. They already did it on other islands. They just put a bunch of troops there, a bunch of military ships. They build a fucking airstrip really quick. They put planes there, and they say, "What? It's ours." And then that's when the Obama administration. That's when it happens, along with the Ukraine thing with Russia. That's why the United States didn't do anything. We didn't say anything. And then after they got it, they started making the island bigger. They started making the man-made islands.
I think Crimea was a big loss for the United States.
Huge. Because it gave Russia a military base.
Which theoretically the United States wanted to have, and that would have created a Cuban Missile Crisis for Russia.
Yes. Well, Obama's the one who convinced Ukraine to give up their nuclear weapons. Ukraine was a nuclear power. They needed to be because America allowed them to be because and we also have nukes in Poland that are ours. They were a nuclear power, and Obama took the nukes out of there like an idiot. And Russia went right in a couple of months later. They're like, "Thank you, you idiot." Boom. Fucking moron. Like they want to talk about Russia, but Russia's the one who convinced you guys to take the fucking missiles away, and then they walked in. And now you're bitching about Russia? You had your opportunity to tell them to go fuck themselves and keep them less powerful. But they didn't. That was a long time ago. There's nothing we can do about that now. But no, the South China Sea.
Why is the South China Sea important? Tell me that.
Why? Because that's the for all the shipping. That's the lane.
To go where?
From fucking Africa to the west coast of America, from Europe to west coast of America.
What is being prohibited to China right now that they want to take it back?
Because down there you have Thailand, you have Vietnam, you have Australia, you have New Guinea, Indonesia. You also have parts of like stuff in the Middle East, Africa, that can come to the west coast of America. And also we have the Philippines down there. China's trying to take control of like the South China Sea, like, the bottom of Asia. They're trying to say it's all theirs. And they want to be the ones to control the maritime. So we have things.
So how would they control it differently than, like, what would benefit them from controlling that part of the sea?
What would benefit them is militarily.
Any which way.
It would benefit them militarily, economically too. They would control the shipping lanes. The problem is that we have something called the freedom of it's a kind of Freedom Act in the water. I think Freedom of Trade. It's kind of Freedom of Trade Act. Freedom of Maritime. I'm not sure the exact name. Don't quote me on the exact name. But the United States has it where everybody's free to go through here. There's no charge. There's no, if China takes control, they might say, you got to pay us to come through here now. You have to do this for us to come through. They might want something in return. Right now, it's completely international free waters where if Thailand wants to go to Los Angeles or maybe to the Philippines or maybe to Hawaii to drop off goods and they're doing business with America, it's all good. You can go. Now, if America wants to go back and forth to Africa or Europe, because the West Coast is obviously makes more sense to go that way to get to Europe, right? This makes it easier. You have Australia down there. You have a lot of Asian countries we're doing business with. You know, we're doing a lot of business with Vietnam and Thailand. You know, don't kid yourself. You have a lot of fucking stuff over there. I'm sure we get from them.
Right.
So what happens is China wants control of that because what it'll do is they'll put us in a position where they can shut it down whenever they want. You know, the United States controls the Strait of Hormuz. You know, the Iran over there. We keep the water. That's between Iran and Saudi Arabia. That little channel it gets really thin, and it goes to like what is it, the Black Sea over something like that?
I don't know.
Mediterranean Sea, or whatever. We control that the waterway, so all the countries that are cool with us can bring their ships and bring their oil through.
Do they pay us, or they just?
I mean, we're getting oil for. We have something coming in, I'm sure.
Like, I mean, for a ship coming through one of these locks, do they?
We're
pay?
not. Don't forget something.
You know what I mean?
Listen to me. We're not protecting those countries. We're protecting our oil. We're just letting other oil go through at the same time. We're creating a pipeline. We're controlling the pipeline. We're buying our oil from them. I don't know if they're paying us. That's what Trump wanted to do, was to charge them for us doing this. We're not. Trump's pulling out of there. We don't need their oil anymore. And he's saying that we're not going to police this area. Let them police their own area. Why are we over there in Saudi Arabia policing the area so Iran doesn't fucking take it over?
I think so. They pay us.
Well, no, he wants to start getting paid. But I do believe there's something down low where someone's getting paid for doing that. We just don't know about it. It's called black budget, you know?
Yep.
That money's not accounted for. I don't care about that. You know why? Because it's just proving the point that America, England, France, a lot of countries, even Japan, they're trying to keep all these waterways open so they can have trade around the world for free trade. Where you can just, if you're Australia or you're even a little country, even Spain, if you want to go drop something off in the west coast of America, you have a clear path to go there with no pirates, no military ships going to attack you, no one's going to stop you. It's freedom. Boom. Done deal.
The Freedom Road.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. So China wants control down there. If they get control, they might change the rules. If they change the rules economically, they can put a blockade. We don't want that. You know what I'm saying? We did it to other countries. Remember with Germany and Japan, we put a blockade. They couldn't get no resources. We fucking stopped every ship going through these fucking portways, you know? We stopped things in the Middle East. We stopped things in the Atlantic, wherever things were coming from. Germany was trying to do that with England, you know, to Normandy. So we don't want China to do it to us. This is why I think China's really, I'll tell you right now, they're building down the South China Sea. And that's where the fireworks are going to go off first. That's where the 4th of July will start. Taiwan is it. If they get Taiwan, they complete their circle.
Think so.
Yeah. Imagine another country having control in Hawaii. That'd be dangerous for us. Having a fleet there. A fucking couple hundred ships. At any time, they can shoot missiles from there and hit LA. Hit San Diego, hit San Francisco. They hit Phoenix. Maybe not New York, but they can hit the Dallas. They can hit fucking Chicago, maybe. It's fucking dangerous, bro. They can shoot 2,000 miles. That's why we don't want. That's why China wants Taiwan. This is why I think. Honestly, I think whatever's going on now was planned 10, 15 years ago. They're just executing their plans. They're kind of like terrorists in a way. No, but they're waiting. They're being patient.
The long con, bro.
They're being patient. Let's take our time. Let's dot all our I's and cross all our T's so we can make it. For if we do get caught, we can say it was an accident. They have everything covered. They already had their cover story. I think they already had the World Health Organization in their back pocket because, like I said, we're giving the World Health Organization hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and they're giving them like $30-40 million a year. But I think whoever was writing those reports up and stuff, and whoever was basically overseeing everything, maybe they gave him $20-30 million in his pocket. Maybe get to his wife or his brother. That's how it happens.
Right.
Listen, something happened. We fucked up. Here's $20 million. Say it ain't, you know. That's it. Just don't give us bad press. I've been seeing a lot of that in the world today. The NBA did that. A lot of people who like China invested into the NBA, and when some shit went down, you know, the NBA players. I think the Rockets made a comment about something or whatever. I don't know what happened, and China got mad, and they told them to apologize to China, and they were like, "What? This is an American company. This is basketball, America. This is NBA. You gotta apologize to them." And Nike got mad. The NBA got mad. So they're using their money to influence people to feel bad for them, but at the same time to listen to them. They're paying people to say, "Shut up. We're gonna give you more money. Shut up. Do this. Do that." It's fucking scary, man. They did it to the NBA. They're doing it to colleges too, bro. Colleges are starting to get, there's a lot of shit going on in colleges now. China has their hands into a lot of real estate in New York City. A lot of people, politicians, everybody have their hands into everybody, bro. Remember, they caught that spy in fucking California working for that lady, Feinstein, whatever. Fucking dude was hanging out with her all day, driving her around, hanging out, chilling for fucking probably a year or two.
Right.
They finally found out he's a fucking Chinese spy.
Listen, he did his thing, bro. He did his James Bond.
Yeah. And he got caught. And then, that's it.
Listen, it's not like James Bond. Eventually, secret agents get unsecreted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna find you. Your arrogance gonna get you. Something gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. I do think, like I said before, though, I think fentanyl was the first serious attack. I think the cyber attacks were first. Like the hacking and shit. Yeah, that technology was first. I think after that, I think after the technology, when we kind of caught on what they were doing, I think China got smart and said, you know what? We got enough. We got away with it. We're still doing business with them. We can create shit off of this shit. We'll just hack on a lower level, or we'll change our game up. But I think fentanyl was part 2, and I think coronavirus is part 3. And I think part 4 is going to see what the outcome of this. Because let me tell you something right now. They took out a couple. I'm telling you something. If you count fentanyl and you count the coronavirus, just over the past 10 years, they took out a lot of Americans. And we didn't even know about it. They're just doing a little bit at a time.
True.
They could be testing this shit.
Doing it the evil way.
What if they have a plan? What if their plan is to start a war with us and get us all really sick with the new coronavirus, where it just kills people in days, where they fucking infect the whole country? We gotta be careful. We have a lot of fucking people coming in and out of here from fucking. I'll tell you right now. Do you think this is gonna change air travel? Yeah.
It's gonna change everything.
Yeah, the whole world.
Everything.
For them.
What do you mean for them? For everyone?
No, I'm saying, but mostly for China. China, though.
What do you mean?
I'm saying when China wants to do their flights to other countries, how are people gonna react now?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna start. Another movement.
What I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying?
You remember, like, we didn't have the air travel and kind of we had like trains and stuff. But you remember before World War II started, the reason
and shipping, we had ships.
I'm saying, but the reason why World War II started is because the world isolated Germany. They completely cut them off from everything, resources.
Because they lost World War One, bro. They were licking their wounds. The country
100%.
was in pain.
And also, Germany owed everybody money, right? They had to pay back all these countries in Europe for starting the war. And I agree with all that. But there's one problem with the outcome. They got to a point where they said, listen, we still got millions of people here. We still have a country. They still have factories. They just turned everything over overnight, pretty much. And started making weapons and built factories and whatever, tanks and cars and whatever they started doing. They had
It took a while to do that.
It took a while, but they did it. And what I'm saying is, China already has that. What if the world gets together and says to China, you know what? We owe you money. We're not paying you now. We just lost 30,000 people, and we crippled our economy for 6 months.
Not for 30,000 people, bro.
No. What I'm saying was, with everything put together, no, 30,000 people. 1,000 people is different to Italy than America. A lot different.
True, but not
different.
I mean,
Boris, those are cities sometimes, bro. That are dead.
Towns.
Towns. No, towns in Europe are like 1,000, maybe hundreds. They have cities that they have like 40, 50,000 people. Small cities, small villages. Like you say, villages. Well, the point is that a lot of countries might. Listen, the United States is not paying China a fucking dime right now. We're pissed at them.
We're paying them everything.
No.
What are you talking about?
As time goes on, right now they're already doing.
That's an embargo. We don't have an embargo against them, bro.
Listen,
we're
this
paying
is the
them
deal.
what they're due if they're doing stuff.
Listen, this is what's gonna happen. China's gonna want their money for certain things. United States is fucking counting up the bill.
Maybe they're counting up the bill, but I don't think they're collecting yet.
Not yet, but we're gonna tell them we'll do business with you, but you owe us this now for what you did to our economy. Listen, if we prove in the world court, it's world court. If we prove in the world court,
Where's the world court?
What?
Where's the world court?
I don't know where they hold it exactly.
I'd love to know. Wouldn't that be cool?
It might be somewhere like maybe in Europe somewhere, probably. Maybe the world court. I'm assuming. Like,
Is
all
it
I'm
like
saying
a
is,
secret facility where they come in and
what
it's
I'm
like,
saying is, how about this?
Senator for the United States.
How about this?
Come on in, sir.
You know, a United States state already filed a lawsuit against China. States are gonna file lawsuits. Other countries are gonna file lawsuits against China on the world stage. They're gonna fucking on world court. They're gonna file lawsuits saying because of their, I would say, not mistake, because of their what's the word I'm looking for? They really didn't take this thing serious, like, you know.
This is a violation of the Geneva Convention if it's used by anything.
No. Even hold on. Even if
this is what they're trying to avoid, because if they get fucked up like using it on purpose, and it's against the Geneva Convention, it's a very bad hit. So right now, I think that's what they're trying to avoid in general, and that's why they're doing everything they can to cover it up and then misconstrue it, if that's what's happening, is because they want to avoid going against the Geneva Convention of usage of biological weapons.
Yeah.
And that right there is a scary thought for the Chinese, because you don't want to jump out of the world market because people think now, oh shit, now you're going against some shit that we're really, none of us are touching, and you just fucking just went and did that. You know, so that's why, you know, it's being blamed on everything else, but just like not the government, the response, you know, the scientists, and it's pretty fucked up.
People got to realize too that when 184 countries, even if they don't pay China half the money they owe them, they're gonna lose a insane amount of money. China right now, it's not even about that. Forget the money. Even if every country gave them the money they owed them and said, okay, now we're done doing business with you, we don't like what you did, that was fucked up, our factories there, we're going to take them back to our country, we're going to move to another country. Remember, United States is open for business. You know what the United States has been doing the past 2 years?
What's that?
They've been inviting all these overseas companies to come to us, and they're doing it. Japan's on deck, South Korea, even Mexico put a factory here, some kind of other factory, like small factories, you know. They're coming over here. There's some countries who want to move over here. You know, they have some pretty good products. So not only is he taking new companies, we're trying to get our old companies back. We're becoming the new China in production. We already did it with oil. We're the number one oil fucking exporter now in the world. I already did it with oil.
So you think we're quietly buying up companies that produce energy and all that kind of stuff and just building a new grid and getting ready to just go?
No, what I'm saying is that there are, how about this, you ready? There are countries that went to China and they built factories there and they whatever, and they built things there and they sold them in America and they sold them everywhere, right?
Tonight's unofficial sponsor, Heineken.
Now, we're going to tell China, this company's moving back there. You can keep the factory. We don't want it. He's coming back here. We're taking everything with us. They need our technology to build these products. We help them build the factory. You know, they're going to lose all their sales. It's like a business got the whole neighborhood sick. Imagine a restaurant. They got the whole neighborhood sick. And they didn't intentionally mean to do it. It's over for them. Over. If they're selling multiple things, you know, it's over. 100%. There's nothing they can do about it. So I think China's economy is going to fail, and China's going to be forced to do one thing and one thing only.
What's that?
They're going to try to start taking shit over.
Just use military force.
Desperation?
Is that what we're talking here? You think the communist regime's going to get desperate and just start attacking things?
I don't think they're going to attack people. I think what's going to happen is when they start to lose resources, the first thing they're going to do in retaliation, this is my prediction, if the world takes away about 40 to 50% of the business from China, like stops accepting their workers coming over now and they start bringing their factories back, because America's not the only country who's doing things in China. England is, France, a lot of big companies are over there. When they all decide to leave China and go to maybe another country, there's other countries to go to too, like Vietnam, Thailand.
You can still make money.
You even got Korea. Hey, there's another country we have our eye on. Everyone's trying to get friendly called. It's called North Korea. Listen, why not be smart and walk in and say, North Korea, put your guns down, we'll put our guns down. We want to put a couple of factories here and put your people to work.
Well, they still fucking hate us for the war thing, so it's like, I don't know how that's going to happen. It's kind of bred into them to hate us.
Just curious, Walker's texting me. Can I tell him to?
Waka Flocka?
Yeah.
Let's get Waka Flocka on. We might get another funny clip this evening.
Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
But like I said, man, I think the world's gonna cut off China. Definitely 50%. That's gonna destroy their economy. Factories are gonna close down. Remember something, China's not gonna keep. Just say you have a factory over there, and you say you're making respirators, and America says, "I'm done. We're not sending you money anymore for that factory. We're leaving. Do what you got to do." If China makes the respirators, who's gonna buy them from them anyway? Because the time China gets that factory going and starts building the shit, America already has shit lined up. America's making the respirators right now, doing a pretty good fucking job, and they're giving them to countries for free. What is gonna happen after that? No, America's gonna say to these countries, "Listen, buy a couple of 100,000 off of us, and we'll start giving you medical supplies now." I know a lot of people have a problem with Trump. I have to give Trump credit about one thing. He did talk about one thing on the campaign trail: building up the military, lowering drug prices, bringing our companies. But he always said lower drug prices. You're saying lower drug prices and bring our companies back. Meaning stop making our fucking shit over there. You know what I'm saying? That's a big problem. We're making all our shit over there. Every country's making everything in China, and China has
Well, they've
control.
become the go-to market for the world in regards to production. You know, anything that any government needs, they go, "Shit, man, let's go to China. They could build it cheaper," and they do. So now that part of the world is having an issue, I think it's a good time for countries that are capable enough, like the United States, to reflect and go, "Shit, should we just produce it here?" You know what I'm saying? Like we used to could, and that would bring a lot more economic worth to us. We've become more producers and less consumers. Right now, it's a consumption market in the United States for the world. Ship your stuff here. If we like it, we're going to buy it. Amazon's going to ship it right to my door. So I got to make sure that I have the market open for people like that who produce it for cheaper. But now we're getting to a point where that part is no good no more. And you find out how stupid it is that you've invested, put all your eggs in one basket and go, "Shit, I wasn't producing this here, and now that it's actually a problem, look at these supply chain problems. I could have had my own shit." So, yes, I do believe in reform in the industrial system of the country. I think we should get more not more back, but back into production. You know, a lot of that stuff is missing that used to be there as the core of the country as a producer. We got our own shit and like whatever. We'll buy something from you, but like, yo, on some real shit, give me a good price because I got my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to just like help you out. So give me a good number. We're not, we became, give me everything. Give me everything right now. And then I'll owe you. I'll pay you back. And it's like, makes other countries think. So I think we should get back into our own industrial zone, and I think it would benefit the people of the country.
You know what I think happened? It's actually the worst thing happened for China. When this coronavirus thing got really bad, it was embarrassing for America to admit that we didn't have enough face masks or gloves or hazmat suits or just the simple things.
Yeah, protective equipment
for the people
right.
who have to fight this fucking virus.
Right. That was crazy.
That's like saying you don't have guns for your troops right now.
The response was terrible.
So, and I'm not blaming any past presidents or politicians, because this was done 20, 30 years ago. We're selling our companies off to China. Small things. Like I said earlier, we can't make a book of matches anymore. We can't make a nail clipper. We can't make fucking tires anymore. We can't make simple things. We're too fucking lazy. But this is bad for China now. You know why? Because we did something similar we did in World War II. We switched over all our factories into making medical stuff.
Yeah, making stuff we need.
Right now, which was
Right.
face masks, gloves.
Right. Respirators.
I would say, what do they call it?
PPE.
PPE, right?
Personal protective equipment.
Equipment, yeah. We started making that. And we said, and Trump said, Trump even said, he goes, yo, these very complicated machines. But he said, the other stuff is easy to make. He goes, we can do this. He gave inspiration. I'm not saying him, but I'm saying, but we got inspiration back that we can produce our own shit. Why rely on any country to give us stuff? What if there are people who are going to die and our people are going to die and we're still cool with each other? You know they're going to pick their own people first. We have this shit here. The people might just rebel and take over the government and say, no, we're taking everything. We're going to survive first. Fuck the Americans. So, and I tell you right now, you know, I'm seeing people. I'm even seeing people, and I know I'm not going off topic though, but I'm seeing certain news outlets and certain newspapers and certain online sites that fucking hate the Trump administration, but they're all saying one thing. The guy for 2 years on the campaign trail was saying China's doing this, China's doing that. We got to stop making everything in China. He might have been wrong about everything else, but no one could say he wasn't right about that. He might have been wrong on how to handle racism. I'll be honest, he was. He might have been wrong on how to go certain ways in the economy. He got me a half and half on that. The economy was great. He's doing a good job, but I've seen other presidents do pretty well too. You know, Obama did okay and Clinton did good. But there's one thing I can say about him that he was 100% fucking right about. Even the fake news media, I think a couple of stories have a little bit of truth to it. You know, I just think he's fucking, you know, hitting back real hard at them. He has the public stage. But I will say there's one thing he's fucking right about 100%. Since day one, when he was saying China this, China that. And he was right about Mexico with the drugs coming over the border.
Do you think he provoked them to go overboard with what they did?
No, I just think that he was the first person to really fucking...
like the last nail in the coffin. They're just like, you know what?
No,
fuck this shit. We're doing this.
I think he was the first politician to ever put his hands up and say, let's go, motherfuckers. You're not raping us our money anymore. We're paying you. He was looking to pay them back. His goal was to knock down the national debt to zero. That's his goal. Which is impossible because you're always going to owe money every day.
Right.
Knock it down to a substantial amount where it was like fucking below normal.
Right.
And get China. He wants to bring everything back from China. He might be the guy to do it. Because of this happening right now, he goes back on the campaign trail. If he plays... no, seriously. If he plays the recordings of his first campaign trail against politicians that were in office at that time, and he plays those tapes, those politicians were talking against him about this shit, saying, "Oh, China's fine, they're our friends." But
that was a different time, though.
You're right.
It was a different time. That's
You're right.
You can't use that. Like
No.
that.
The thing is,
that's
listen,
propaganda.
Listen, I agree with you, but we all know elections have propaganda. Both of them do. So what I'm saying is, when they both run, when the next presidential comes, when the election comes like that, he's going to use this to his advantage and say, bro, I've been warning you about China. Now the whole country thinks China's trying to fucking kill us. And you have politicians 3 years ago saying, no, I signed this treaty, and no, we're doing business with them, and no, we're sharing technology. No, they love us, and these are our friends. You have one guy saying, this motherfuckers, they hate us, and they're stealing our money, and they're stealing our technology, and stealing our property. They're stealing this and stealing that. They fucking rip us off. They rape us on this. They're building up in the South China Sea. They're giving our military problems. And this asshole's telling you everything's good, and he's saying, nope, you're crazy. Guess what? 3 years later, look what's happening. Everything he said. Everything else, I think the economy would have done good. I think he was working off other past presidents' economies that were getting better.
Well, yeah, that's the way it works. You know what I'm saying?
So, you know, every president decided to do a better economy new because inflation. So that doesn't really mean nothing to me. I think he would be good for the economy. But I'll be honest, though, like, you know, like just with the public people, with dividing people and shit, I mean, he's not good at that. He can't talk about, he can't have two people that hate each other talk in a room, I don't think, because he's just like, okay, so he called you this and he called you that. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Just shake hands, motherfuckers, and do business. So like, you know, he might say, but you are, you know, and that's it. It's over for him, you know. But
some people can't deal with that, bro.
I think this is the first time we have a politician and a couple of following his footsteps. They're gonna it's not only, see, everyone thinks when I talk about it, talking about America, it's not only America talking out about this. You have some big countries out there. I'm gonna name them: England, France, Italy. These militaries are no joke. Okay, they're not the fucking Australia. These motherfuckers got 1 million troops plus. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, but Australia. Let me tell you something. None of these countries would ever go in without us behind them,
Right.
or us in the front.
Right.
But you get 7 or 8 countries together. If they find out this shit was purposely done,
Ooh.
and you got Spain, France, England,
That's from all circles, bro. It's coming.
you're talking about they're surrounded. Let me tell you something about Russia. You know what Russia's gonna say? We have nothing to do with this. We're not gonna stop any air travel. We're not gonna stop any boats. We're gonna be isolationists, like America was in World War II. We were isolationists. We stayed isolated. We're not gonna get involved. We're just gonna give some supplies to the people. We're gonna say it's for poor people. There'll be guns underneath the little bagels and the bread. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Done deal. But no, I think Russia's gonna stay way out of this. Russia's not stupid. Russia's doing pretty well right now. I'm gonna say something. Putin's not doing bad for their country.
No, he's doing good right now.
As much as he might be a fucking corrupt, crazy motherfucking mobster, I look at him as. He's the best thing for that country.
Yeah, right now.
Ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Ever.
I agree. I would agree.
You know why? Because he don't care for the rich, but he cares about the poor.
No, I think he cares about building the empire.
Yes.
And that's what he's doing, using modern techniques.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with rich and poor. He wants to compete on the world scale, and he has the resources to do it, so he initializes the proper things.
I agree.
You know, and yeah, he is a fucking monster when it comes to certain shit, but you have to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way he chooses to run it, you know, more with fear than respect. Fuck it. You know, as long as you're making decent decisions, you know, you go to Moscow now, it's like fucking the Manhattan skyline over there. It's no joke. You know what I mean? And from what it was, so he brought it into modern times, even though I don't like to really say that because, you know, the regime, and from what I know, you know, it's like, okay.
No.
But still, you know what I mean? He is advancing the country. I can't deny that, and I won't deny that. But on a world scale, still a pretty badass motherfucker.
I believe that Putin has opened the door for Russia to slowly. They got freedom over there. I mean, they're not fucking being like, you know. They got freedom. I mean, if you're a law-abiding citizen, and you do good by your community, you don't fuck nobody over, and you make good money. I don't know how the tax system works there, but I can see that no one's gonna fucking just, you know.
It's the bribe system.
It's a bribe. It's corruption. It's just at a different level than the United States. We have corruption too.
It's corruption at a usable level. You
Yeah.
want something done quick? Yo,
Yes.
you can wait 6 months. You can give me $40. What
No,
do you
I
want
like
to do?
about Putin.
What do you want to do? That's the whole system.
Now, people talk about how he's a murderer, he's a savage. Like, what president isn't in the world? You know, I mean, every country kills people every fucking day of the week. It's called militaries. So I'm not going to go by that. But I'm going to say with Putin, at least, okay, he inherited a very, very corrupt and imperfect system. And he had to change it. And everyone knows he had to be corrupt himself to change.
More corrupt than everybody else
Exactly.
in order to
Exactly.
say you are going to listen to me whether you like it or
How
not.
about this? It's like you know, you can have a vision and an idea, and say this is what I want Russia to be like 100 years from now, and I have the opportunity to be in power for like what 16 years or something like that. How long?
A long time, dude.
He's gonna be in power for what 16 years now, I think.
I don't know. Let's look that up.
No, I think it's what is it?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Right now.
Or is it 24? 24.
I'll tell you right now.
I think it's 8-year elections.
I'll
right?
tell you right now.
Yeah. Well, 18 years.
I'll tell you right now.
Well, whatever. What I'm saying is that Putin knew. Putin grew up in a corrupt society, a corrupt environment, and a corrupt government, you know? So Putin already knew that, listen, man, in order for me to change this government, I have to be more corrupt than them. So he had to maybe kill a couple of people. Maybe he had to do a couple of shut a couple companies down, you know?
Putin has been president for 7 years.
Yes.
Almost 8 years.
But he was someone different before that.
365. Okay, so yeah, 8 years. From 2012 to present has been Putin. Most of them other guys, let's see, you got Boris Yeltsin, who's been 8 years.
Yeah.
And Dmitry Medvedev, which is 4 years. But like, you know, Medvedev was being run by Putin.
Time.
So
yeah. But I'm saying Putin can only run one more time. 3 terms.
No, Putin made himself prime minister. He's good forever.
Okay, whatever. I don't care. Listen, I like Putin. I'm sorry, I'll openly say it. I like Putin. I think he's good for Russia.
Vladimir.
I think he keeps order. I think whatever he does in his country is his fucking business.
Yeah.
But he keeps order.
I want a Vladimir Putin tracksuit.
I like to have.
It's red and it's got his face in the back.
I think it would be
It's
awesome
some
for
dope
us,
shit.
for us to have Vladimir Putin on this show and talk to him. That'd be fucking something.
That would be insane.
Or take the podcast to Russian. You could speak Russian.
Yes,
and
I
can
can.
ask questions.
Yes, you could.
Too. Yeah.
Yes, you could. If you'll
Interesting
talk
man.
to us, very interesting.
Yo.
Very modern. You know.
Listen, I like the fact that he's very big on science with his country. He knows science is the way to really go forward.
Think so?
He's very big on science. He did a lot of good things for his country. Did a lot of good things, man. I see him on TV. I know it's all propaganda. I know it's all like, for show. But you can see he actually cares about his people in a way. He cares about the country.
Right.
About the future.
Right.
And honestly, whatever happened in Crimea, it's tough to talk about because Crimea was part of Russia for a long time, and I don't know what happened to the Soviet Union breaking up. Maybe they made decisions, whatever. But the Crimea people wanted to be a part of Russia, and it is like a fucking almost a peninsula off of Ukraine. I don't know much about that. Russia going into Ukraine is no good. Crimea was different. They did have military bases.
What I heard was Chernobyl had something to do with the breakup of the Soviet Union. It kind of accelerated it.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. A lot of things could have taken place. A lot of small things. It was like a snowball effect, It's like what's happening now. I told with the fentanyl and the viruses and the economic and the technology stealing. It's a snowball effect. It weakens the country.
Right.
What Putin did with Crimea, I think that's been going on for a long time. Since the Soviet Union broke up, they've been fighting over that. Russia and Crimea, they've been fighting over that because they have military bases there. They never left. And they always say Crimea was them. Everyone speaks Russian there. The people want to be part of Russia. Going into the Ukraine was one thing. No, you don't step foot past Crimea. That's where the United States just drew the line. But Crimea was their issue between the Ukraine. It's their waters, it's their thing, So I didn't really complain about that.
It's a great vacation spot, too.
Now, Russia being in the Middle East, working with Middle Eastern countries, getting oil, we're doing it. France is doing it. England's doing it. We can't say anything about that,
Crimea is a great vacation spot.
I'm sure
it's right near
beautiful
the
there.
water. It's amazing.
But I don't see Russia as a threatening country to invade anybody. I mean, Stalin was a sick fuck, but after that, they haven't really...
You don't need to right now. Right now, it's not about that. It's about information, economics, development, R&D. That's what it's all. That it's a new kind of thing. It's like an economic war. Who can come up with the best shit? Like if tomorrow Russia comes up with like a new internet browser that's the illest shit in the world, guess what? The whole world's gonna start using it, and then now what? You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's going, and if governments don't start investing into R&D real heavy, they're going to fall behind. You know what I mean? I believe in research and development. Always invest all of your money first into research and development because you're going to have access to technologies that are going to be sick. But having said that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Having said that, I think the investment into technology is the best way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, more talk shit, baby. Let's go. Hey!
hearing the word of God and keeping it, which, as Jesus himself explained, was the source of Mary's own blessedness.
And we're back. Mother cunts. I love that term. You know, so what were we just talking about?
About girls, best accents.
Best accents.
That's a tough one.
Well, all right, so you got the ideal girl. You're looking at her, nice ass, nice front, nice, everything's lovely.
She's pretty.
When she opens her mouth,
Yeah.
what do you want?
It matters.
What do you want?
Accent-wise?
Yes.
It's tough.
Personality, accent, no, regionality, accent.
Well, I think the accent has to go along with the girl, her looks and stuff. But it's tough because
Not necessarily. It'd be pretty dope for some to intermix like that. But what's your favorite?
I mean, all right, for a girl, the London accent is awesome.
You nailed it. Nailed
awesome.
it. That's one of my favorites as well.
But then also, you just also have Australian girls, South African. Great accent.
Nice South African. I like
Then
that.
you got also
Jamaican.
yeah, Caribbean. The Caribbean accent,
though, like,
nice.
Caribbean also, but like Jamaican is
But I can also say the Russian accent I like.
Damn.
I know you're Russian, though, but you know what it
I
is?
like a certain dialect. I don't like a certain like,
You know what it is? A lot of people speak Russian from different countries.
and it sounds different. So
Sounds different?
So
So,
to
like-
me, like Ukrainian sounds one way, but like
Yes.
the other side of the Ukraine, where they're like a little more
I like-
Kazakh and shit, it sounds different.
Yeah, people from Russia and Ukraine
Crazy.
sound different. Then you have like the other countries. You have like Belarus.
Yeah.
You have Kazakhstan. You have Uzbekistan. They all speak different. They all speak Russian now. It's pretty amazing, you know.
Some do, and some speak the local languages.
What about Asia now?
What about it? They're all just fucking symbols,
all
bro.
sound similar, yeah.
It's crazy to
But
me.
but to hear a girl with an Asian accent talk American, talk English,
I like a Japanese accent.
it's nice. No, I think every accent is beautiful in its own way.
You've nailed it again.
You know, but what do you prefer? I mean, obviously English speaking would be easier for me. So yeah, I'd probably go for like. It's tough though, cause I knew Russian girls that spoke like broken down English and they
Yeah.
sounded awesome.
Yeah.
And I know girls who did it Asian, and I know people I met people from like parts of Europe, you know, that spoke English. You know, it's pretty
Right.
weird. You know,
Right.
I can't stand the Canada one. Here we
Hey.
go. Negative stuff coming right now.
Give it-
The Canada
Everybody
accent
going over there,
How
up
about
on the
this?
mountain in the coach. Hey,
I'm gonna say this right now. The Canadian accent has to be the worst fucking accent in the world.
why so?
They're definitely in last place.
Well, why? Why?
It's just I don't like it. Nothing
why
good
don't
about
you
it.
like it?
Nothing good about it.
Why does it? What sounds in it don't you like?
I don't know. That's why when I hear Drake rap and like sing, and I hear that Canadian accent in the background, like the Canadian,
Really?
I hear it somewhat, and I hear him talk. I'm just like, fuck you, bro. Your Canadian accent sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like go back to Canada. I don't know. I just get tired of hearing about it. You
I
know?
don't know about all that, bro.
No. The Canadian accent to me is like a fake American accent.
It's
It's
different.
I never heard
It's
any.
just
how about
different.
This? How about this? I have never heard anybody in the world say, "Oh man, I really love that person's Canadian accent." I don't think so. I heard people say about American accent, Australian, English, even like I don't know, even like German accent or French. We hear things, but no one has ever said, "Man, did you ever hear that Toronto accent or the Vancouver accent or that Canadian accent?" You hear about Boston, New York. You don't even hear about a Los Angeles accent.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. The swag behind the accent.
The strong,
The
how
strength
strong it
behind
is.
it. Bostonians, especially, like,
Boston's a strong
salty
accent.
projects, bro. Like, that's
Yeah.
some shit.
Boston's a strong accent. New York City.
The harbor. We're going to the
Brooklyn's
boats. We're going to the
strongest.
harbor.
Brooklyn's the strongest accent.
You, Brooklyn Bob, got one of those Brooklyn accents.
Yes, I have this very strong accent.
Yeah, and people have told me before, like, dude, his accent is thick as mud, and
Yeah.
it's true.
It is.
It's good.
39 years in Brooklyn. I don't
Tell
count.
me about the old ways, like the shit that used to happen back in the days in Brooklyn that, like, right now, the gentrified don't understand.
All right, that's a good question. I have a good answer for you. A lot of these, I call them snowflakes. I know you're gonna hate these. I call them Bernie supporters, snowflakes. I label them because they're all very similar. Like they say the yuppies or the people that gentrify neighborhoods. They talk a lot about being unified, and not being divided and unity and all this, good God peace stuff. But what they don't realize is that neighborhoods were unified in the 1980s in Brooklyn. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody respected everybody. Everyone's kids played with everyone else's kids. Everyone talked in front of the schools. This country was never really divided. I mean, racially, yes, it was. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but I think it was on a good path forward. And I'm being honest when I say I think a bunch of fucking crazy liberal people came up and stirred all this shit up again. And I'm just like, yo, why'd you do this for?
Stirred it up in what kind of way?
Meaning, I gotta watch what I say because people are sensitive in this topic. I don't want to say things that
and you shouldn't. Just try to get your point across in the nicest way possible.
None of that. I don't want to say something wrong by accident. Like, well, I didn't mean something, but it came out the wrong way. What I'm saying is, if you look at statistics, if in 1975 a certain thing was happening more, and then over the course of years it got better and it was declining, but then a bunch of people get together and they start blowing up something that happened, a certain situation or whatever. And it could be in the jobs, it could be at the police, it could be with this. I think things were getting better. They were going in the right direction. And I think a lot of people I think they were, I honestly think they were mad that they were getting better. And they just completely just stopped all the fucking progress. And started just saying, pointing fingers, you're wrong, this, that, all this kind of crazy shit. Kind of think they stopped it in a way. I think the media played a big role on that. That they never reported the stats over the past 10 years, how things were getting better. They just reported like maybe one bad incident, and they turned it into this whole big thing, and then it just divided people overnight. A quick division, Because I hear people talking about, like, America, how it's so divided, and they said, it might have been divided in race, but it's not like it was. I think it was, systematically, there was a lot of racism and stuff. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, in Brooklyn with neighborhoods where, like, Irish want to live with Irish, Italians live with Italians, Chinese live with Chinese, blacks will live with blacks, Spanish will live with Spanish. They had Dominican communities, Mexican communities. Everybody was, like, in their little communities. Everybody was.
Do you think that's good, or do you think it's better for those communities to intermix with other communities?
No, I think honestly, obviously nothing starts off perfect. I think it's started going that way. I think it was a rough start, but I think it started to become good because people in certain communities calmed down. They started doing business with other communities. You started going to communities. I mean, if I compare the 1980s and early 90s to the 2000s, I say it all the time, there was certain neighborhoods I couldn't walk in, and I wasn't bothering nobody. But due to the fact of the color of my skin or from where I was from, there's even white neighborhoods I couldn't walk into. You'd have a serious fucking problem for no reason, because some knucklehead say, oh, he's from over there, let's go fuck him up.
Right.
You don't have that anymore. You have it, but on a low scale.
Right. And that's better.
It's better. So I think it's better. But at the same time, I really think things were on the right path. Maybe they weren't moving fast enough for certain people, but it was still moving. And I feel like they stopped the train to yell and scream. And all it did was really nothing. I think it caused more problems. Let the train keep on going. See where it's going. Let it keep on going. It just happened. Things are going to happen. Not everybody's racist. Not everybody is anti-Semitic. It's just some people are just fucking plain off stupid. And they drive in their car and someone cuts them off and they get out and they don't give a fuck who's in there. They just fucking shoot. Some cops are just fucking stupid and unexperienced and they fucking make mistakes. Some fucking criminals are fucking stupid. It just happens that way. So when a criminal shoots a white cop or a white cop shoots a black kid, or it's vice versa, whatever, sometimes shit happens. But don't stop the train. Let it keep on going. If we're getting, I say the good, if the good outweighs the bad, keep on going. Why stop everything to show us this bad? I'm not saying don't forget about it, don't show it. If something goes down, make it public, talk about it, do something about it. But don't start a whole fucking movement and fucking, go after fucking everybody for that, because not everybody's responsible.
Right.
I'm seeing that, you know what I'm saying? So I see these new communities being built, and they talk a lot about what they are. What they don't realize is the way they're presenting everything, they're dividing everything. And I'm saying the 1980s Brooklyn community. I always looked at Brooklyn as an imperfect place, but you know, nobody. I would say at least in the 90s and the 2000s, nobody was killing nobody over the color of their skin, over a religion. There was some issues. There was some situations where
Right.
things went down, things were said. That's just Brooklyn mentality. I mean, but I don't think there wasn't neighborhoods saying, "Hey, listen, we're gonna fucking go kill all these people because of the color of their skin." There was problems, you know. There was territorial disputes. I mean, you see Arabs fighting Arabs in the world, you know, over a fucking piece of land. So I mean, you know, things happened in Brooklyn, but I think Brooklyn was a very united place at one point. There was crime, there was shit going on, you know. There was a couple of serious things going on, drug epidemic stuff, but you know, I think I think it's different now. Like, if I was to move back to Garrison Beach, I'm sure I'll be cool with most of my neighbors, but I won't know everybody on the block. But in the 1980s, you knew everybody. You knew who their kids were. You knew everything about everybody.
How did you find out?
Living there every day, talking to people, information stays in your head. So when you're hanging out and you see somebody, first of all, you see people grow up, you know? When you watch your friends grow up, you know what they're about. You know who does what, you know? Very, very simple concept, you know? You just seen it every day.
Right.
So you know who the cool people are, who the jerk-offs are, you know who the thieves are, you know who the guys, you know, you just know it all. Drug addicts, alcoholics, you know who's who. So you know who to be around and who to stay away from. Brooklyn was an easier place to live. You go to Bed-Stuy right now, you go on one block, you can live in a brownstone, you will not know the people 7 houses down from you unless you initiate the conversation.
Right.
You're not going to just know them. You don't know their brothers, their family history. Brooklyn has changed. And has it changed for the better? I think so.
I do too, to be honest.
As a society of interacting with each other, it's destroyed. As crime rate, it's great. People are all home on their computers all day, making money. They don't care what's going on 3 houses down from them. Back in the day, I seen more gatherings. I seen more neighbors outside. Everybody knew everybody.
So you think technology influenced the way that people,
yeah.
you know, behave outside?
Technology did one thing that no one realizes. All right? Technology has something called the friends list on every page, followings, whatever. People are like, you know what? I don't want to hang out with so-and-so 2 doors down. I can talk to my friends on Facebook in my bedroom. I can get a drink. I can do this. I can do that. Whatever the fuck you're doing in your bedroom. So what's the point of... Back in the day when we were younger, you didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
You didn't have an iPad. You didn't have... You're lucky.
Communication like
You're
that.
fucking lucky if you get onto your telephone, if your mom was using it or your brother was talking to his girlfriend. You had to get out of the house and walk to your friend's house and knock on his fucking door.
Say, what are you doing?
You had to go to the park to see who happened to be there.
Right.
And every day you found different people. The majority of people that hung out there were the same, but different hours, different times.
Right.
You go to the park one day, maybe your boys are over there hanging out, smoking weed, drinking beers, you fucking join them. You go to the park next day, maybe your boys are playing football. You go to the park one day, you might see 2 girls that you hung out with. You haven't seen them in 2 weeks. You smoke a blunt with them. I just remember going back to the park. It was cool, you know why? You never knew what you were going to get into.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Everybody knew after dinner time.
Yep.
And it was only in the park. It was the airplane fields. It was the bleachers. It was the baseball fields. It was New Dutch, the corner Leo's, the Point, Charlie's Beach. It was like 30 spots in the neighborhood, but it wasn't a big neighborhood, so you would just go through all the spots.
Yeah, see
Whoever
who
you
was
found,
where.
you found. Like, I know if I went to the Leo's corner, I knew who was hanging out across the street on the benches in the baseball fields. I know if I went back to the park, I knew who was going to be there. You know, when you wanted to get weed and stuff, you knew where to go. You didn't have cell phones. Totally different time, Brooklyn. Because people interact with people more. Now, everything's off a cell phone. I mean, back in the day, my pot dealer, I knew his brother, I knew his mother and father, I knew where he came from, I knew everything about him, and everything about me. Now, I buy pot off kids. They use fake names.
Right.
Everybody I meet, them Max, John, Jeff, whatever the fuck, you know. I'm like, I remember I met these kids for pot one time, and I met 3 different people, and all of them name was Max. And I didn't say anything the first 2 times, but the third person was a girl. So what's your name? Max. I said, okay, I know what's going on here. Everybody's Max. I just laugh when I see. I'm 39. I see college kids on TV talking about division, about racism, about this, about that. And I'm saying, what the fuck do you really know about this shit? Like, you might have read shit, you might have heard stories.
You haven't witnessed it.
But, I mean, you know, and they hate when you say this, though, but I remember as a white kid walking through the projects just to go to McDonald's or a comic book store. I remember a couple times being chased and some things were fucking said to me, you know, white boy this, kill the white boy, cracker, fucking kill that motherfucker, kill that white motherfucker. I heard everything in the book. And I'm saying, I'm not on TV fucking yelling at the whole fucking community. Saying
Because you understood why they were saying it, because you were in their neighborhoods and you had no place being there.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You're wrong about that. The reason why I understood why they're saying that is because if they weren't my age, they were a year or two older or a year or two younger, they were ignorant, they were uneducated, and so was I.
But see, you understand though. You understand
But
why.
now, those same people who were chasing me, when they matured and they hit 19, 20 years old, those were the same people I was in the bar with drinking, watching the Giants game with, and having a good conversation. And they were dating my friend. Maybe I was hanging out with one of their friends. I was dating one of their friends. That's what happened. So what happens when people are young, they're immature, they're stupid, and they're ignorant, and they're in their learning process. So when a couple of fucking 13-year-old even like, I seen it happen, and I'm not mad about it. I seen a video with 4 black kids beat up a white kid, and the town tried making it into a race issue. I said, no, assholes. It's 4 kids jumping a kid. It's nothing to do with color. I seen 4 white kids jump a black kid. I seen 4 Spanish kids jump a black kid. I saw 4 white kids jump a Spanish kid. 4 Spanish kids. Well, it's just groups of people that grew up together and hang out together, and a fight breaks out, and it happens.
Somebody get the ass whooped.
Yeah, but it's not racism right away. And even if there's certain things being said during the process of the fight,
you know why? Because now it's just being recorded.
But that's the problem now. I say to people, you know
everything's being recorded. There's a
majority,
fight, somebody whoops out a phone. Oh,
yeah, the majority of these people fighting right now, when they're 19, 20 years old, they're all going to be going to college. They're going to be mature now. They're going to be more educated. And they're going to say, man, when I was doing they're not even going to remember it. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I don't care who it is, to go after anybody's job for something they did when they were 13, 14, it's kind of going beyond the fucking boundaries. Now, listen. If they were in college, 21, 22, even 19, 20, they were saying some fucked up shit, and they were outspoken about things, and you have a big corporation, you want this person off the board. I understand. This guy was a knucklehead at 20. I don't think he changed much at 35. But like someone's 12, 13, if they said something or did something, even on Twitter or Facebook. This what's scary now is that there's a group of people that are looking into other people of what they did 10, 15 years ago. Extremely fucking dangerous. Because, for example, I'll say it out in the open. I'm not going to say names, but I was hanging out with a Jewish kid, an Asian kid, and a black kid. And we were making jokes. And I was making all types of jokes, and so were they. And then the funniest part about it is I asked the black kid, can you tell me some white jokes? And he told me a couple. And I thought they were fucking hilarious.
Right.
And I told him some black jokes, and he thought mine were fucking funny too. And I was telling Asian jokes, and I was telling Jewish jokes, and they were telling me jokes too. And we had a fucking ball. Actually, the Jewish kid threw a couple of fucking priest jokes at me that were fucking hilarious. I didn't get offended.
You shouldn't. And the fact that they didn't makes it a positive experience among humans. You know what I'm saying? You could be who you want to be, but just be human at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Be humble. Be humble.
I didn't get offended. You know what I got? I got a message from all 3 of those people. Not at the same time, but throughout the night. Yo, man, we had a good time tonight, man. Do this again. No problem. All three of them. One guy said, yo, man, it was nice chilling out with you. I had a good time. So you again. And I made jokes about all their cultures, and they made jokes about mine.
Right.
And guess what?
There was no tension there.
We all walked away laughing our asses off and said, we got to do this again.
It's amazing.
Now, if we were to do that on video or on a show and drink beers in small pot, which we should do over here one day, just to
Yeah, spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, we should do that one day.
Let's get Omar on the show.
And we'll do jokes.
We need Omar.
Yes. And we can even
Omar would be the one.
Yeah. Now, if we were to
Omar, I'm calling you out. You need to be on the show. Show him that.
If we were to do that, and we would have, if me and you were to have on an Asian person, a black person, and a Hispanic person, even an Arab person, and we all throw jokes around, and we all joke around, laugh, make stereotype jokes, make jokes about our cultures from back in the day, just joke around, knowing that these days it ain't true anymore.
Right. That'd be pretty cool, just chilling out as humans.
Guess what though? We would they would want to destroy us.
I think it would be good.
The media?
They could, but what we'll do will still be good.
I'm saying the peace we would be good.
That's all. That's all that matters.
But the PC police, if we were famous and popular, the PC police, political correct, they would come after us. The Me Too movement.
And then we would debate them, and it would get us more popular.
The problem with them, and I agree with you, I think that's an awesome way to go.
Yeah.
I think, actually, you just said a very smart thing right there. I think that's the smartest way to go is say, yo, we're going to say all this kind of stuff. We're different people. We're going to make jokes. We're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. If you have a problem with it, we're going to invite you on the show, and we're going to debate
it, yeah.
There's one problem, though. They won't come to debate.
Well, then we can't take them seriously.
See,
if you can't come to a debate, you know, if you have a problem with an issue, if I have a problem with an issue, I generally like to sit down and research the issue and go, do I still have a problem with it? Yes, I do. What will be my solutions? I would try to at least come up with some kind of logical solution. And that, you know what I'm saying? And if I don't have those, I should shut the fuck up. I shouldn't talk on the subject, because if I don't, you know what I mean? If it's not valid, what do you really, you know, you're just going to get shot down. So that's what I mean.
The problem is that what you have, see, this is the deal with liberals back in the day. Liberals back in the day were different. They actually were for everything being equal, whatever, you know. But liberals back in the day were able to tell a couple of jokes.
Right.
They were able to step over the line a little bit, you know. And let's be honest. Back in the day, a liberal guy would be in the bar. I'm a liberal person. But he would look at a girl and say, yo, man, you got a nice ass, you know? And he would say that. But now a liberal this day, he wouldn't dare say that. And if a famous person or a politician or somebody in the spotlight
got caught saying that,
said to his friend in closed doors, yo, man, did you see so-and-so tonight? You see that dress she had on?
They can still get him for that.
Yo, her ass looked nice in that
Right,
dress.
because it's true.
And he's complimenting. He's friends with her. And she might have heard that and said, I know him. He's joking around. I don't care. He looks at me. Maybe she's comfortable with it.
Right.
But there's a group out there. There's a movement.
That'll twist that. Twist the words.
He can't be in this movie now. He can't be on talk shows. He can't deal with this bank. They're telling all these big corporations, you can't associate with this person anymore because we don't like what he said.
Right.
But behind closed doors, the people who are doing that, they're the ones saying, you know, we should blow up this fucking abortion clinic and kill doctors. We want to hang Donald Trump. We want to fucking, we want to kill this celebrity. We want to end their lives. We want to take this down. We want to kill billionaires. And they say it open on the fucking air, and no one censors them.
Right.
But they censor the people they want to be censored. That's where we have a problem. We have a culture growing up, which is like the new culture of saying that, hey, whatever we say goes, and if something bothers us, we don't want to deal with it anymore. We don't want it on TV or nothing. You see Saturday Night Live? It's fucking horrible now. They can't do shit. You know how hard it is to write a Saturday Night Live skit? Do you know why David Chappelle really left? Do you know why guys like Bill Burr are not as big as they should be? Bill Burr should be the next George Carlin. That guy is,
Nah, I don't know about all that.
I'm not saying
he's very
no,
good.
I'm not saying as
He's very good, but he's not the next George Carlin.
No, hold on a second. I'm not saying he's compared to him at the same level. George Carlin is at his own realm. What I'm saying is that at this time right now, guys like David Chappelle, Bill Burr, they're big, but they should be bigger than they are because they can't. Listen, Bill Burr, he goes far, but he can't go as far as he wants to. He wants to just say shit. He has to actually be careful. As much as he says that he's not being careful, there are people saying, listen, you can say this, but don't say this. You understand? And he's kind of doing it secretly.
Say it in this way.
Just don't be too graphic.
Right.
And that's what's holding back a lot of people in the comedy business. You go to a comedy show now, 3/4 of the people in the fucking, I would say I would say 40% of the audience is like, yo, do what you got to do, man. But then you have 60% who are like, you can't make a gay joke, you can't make a fat joke, you can't make a woman joke, you can't make a racial joke. I mean, David Chappelle was called a racist.
Right.
It's fucking hilarious.
Right.
You got Jewish comedians who are called Semites, I don't know, white supremacists. I mean, you're calling a black person a white supremacist. I swear to fucking God, it's fucking hilarious. But they get away with it. And they put it on fucking papers and newspapers and magazines. They go on talk shows and they say, this guy did this guy did that. It's fucking, this new culture right now is dangerous because people are getting offended by possibly everything. And what I don't understand, I watch certain music videos. I watch movies. I watch people talking on podcasts. And there's certain people that say certain things. But then they speak about, they also, they speak against these things being said. And it makes no sense. You're telling people you can't say this, you can't say that, but they're on TV and they're acting and doing the movies. It's like some actors will make a movie about fucking killing people and about, selling drugs, right? But they're on stage saying, oh yeah, right. we want to stop this guy from rapping about it. He's rapping about selling drugs and we got to stop that music. But you're making movies about selling drugs. Oh, but it's different though. It's a movie. So it's a lot of hypocritical shit going on in the world today.
Well, to that extent.
Yeah. So I think the new we're in a lot of trouble with them now because it's the word I'm looking for. Hypocritical authoritarianism.
Authoritarianism.
Yeah.
No, wait. Authoritarianism.
Meaning,
whoa.
If I don't like what you say,
yeah, I'm just going to tell you what to say. Shut the fuck up.
I can cut your head off. But if you don't like what I say, it don't matter. I'm right. Because I'm not hurting nobody's feelings. It's a new culture starting.
Listen, on that note, keep your humanity about you. You know what I'm saying? And let's enter this new world together as one and as good people. And on that note, motherfucker.